On June 24, 2006, Gilbert Gilman drove into Olympic National Park for what looked like a simple day hike. He parked his car at the Staircase Ranger Station. He was carrying a camera, but no backpack. Then he walked into the trees, and vanished. 62 searchers. 10 days. Dogs, a helicopter, a plane equipped with heat-seeking cameras. They found nothing at all. Somewhere between what you can explain, and what you can't, there's a line. We call it the Meridian. Tonight, we're crossing it. Gilbert Gilman was 47 years old, a former U.S. Army paratrooper with a background in military intelligence and interrogation work. By 2006, he'd left that life behind. He was the deputy director of the Washington State Pension Fund, active in politics, fluent in several languages. Friends described him as capable, sharp, and comfortable outdoors. This wasn't supposed to be a dangerous trip. It was supposed to be a short walk with a camera. He never came back. On the morning of June 24, 2006, Gilman drove his silver Ford Thunderbird convertible to the Staircase Ranger Station, near Hoodsport, Washington. He wasn't dressed for a serious hike. He wore a Hawaiian-style floral shirt, khaki shorts, and flip-flops, and carried only a camera. No backpack. No supplies. No hiking gear. A park ranger, Sandy Lustig, spoke with him that day. It was the last confirmed sighting of Gilbert Gilman. He was scheduled to meet a coworker the next day for a trip to Spokane. He never showed up. When he missed that appointment, his coworker reported him missing on June 25. A few days later, his car was found exactly where he'd left it, parked at the ranger station, untouched. What followed was a 10-day search operation across some of the most rugged terrain in the Pacific Northwest. 62 searchers moved through steep, rocky hills and dense old-growth forest along the North Fork Skokomish River. Tracking dogs were used, but searchers were unable to establish where Gilman had gone. A helicopter swept the ridgelines. A fixed-wing plane equipped with heat-seeking FLIR technology scanned the forest canopy for any sign of body heat. Search teams even camped overnight at Wagon Wheel Lake, extending the search deep into the backcountry. 10 days. Dozens of searchers. Every available tool. And still, nothing. No body was ever recovered. No clothing. No camera, despite it being large enough to spot easily. No flip-flops. No scent trail for the dogs to follow. Nothing at all, anywhere in the search area. In most wilderness disappearances, even fatal ones, searchers eventually find something: torn fabric, a personal item, remains. Investigators have noted that even a fall or a medical emergency would typically leave some trace behind. Here, there was nothing. Not one physical clue, anywhere in the search zone. After 10 days, the intensive search was called off. With no physical evidence, investigators were left with theories, not conclusions. In 2014, an investigation discovery program suggested that convicted serial killer Israel Keyes, who was known to hike in the Staircase area during those years, might have been responsible. But the FBI later said it was highly unlikely that Keyes was connected to Gilman's disappearance, based on its review of the evidence. A different theory has circulated for years, driven partly by Gilman's own family, that he may have chosen to disappear intentionally, tied to his background in military intelligence. In 2008, a local news report noted his past work on classified assignments. His mother has said publicly that she believes he may have left to work undercover for the government. None of this has ever been confirmed. Authorities have never officially classified Gilman's case as anything other than a missing person. His bank accounts were monitored for years afterward, in case he had, in fact, disappeared on purpose. Whether it was an accident in unforgiving terrain, or a deliberate vanishing act, Nobody has ever been able to say for certain. 62 searchers. 10 days. Dogs, a helicopter, heat-seeking technology. And investigators still couldn't determine which direction Gilbert Gilman even walked. No trace. No trail. No answer. So the question isn't just what happened to Gilbert Gilman. It's how does a man vanish so completely that even the direction he walked in disappears with him? Somewhere in the staircase wilderness, Gilbert Gilman took a short walk with a camera in his hand, and the forest never gave him back. What do you think really happened? Comment your theory below. 20 years later, Gilbert Gilman is still missing. No body. No trail. No confirmed explanation. Maybe he died somewhere inside that wilderness. Maybe someone made sure he would never be found. Or maybe Gilbert Gilman walked into those trees knowing exactly what he was doing. We may never know. But if you think you know what happened, don't just watch, leave your theory in the comments. And if you're drawn to cases where the evidence ends, but the questions don't, subscribe to Dark Meridian. Because some mysteries aren't solved by finding the answer. They're solved by asking the question nobody else thought to ask. The trail ends here. But the investigation doesn't. This is Dark Meridian.